All right, Sweeny Murti. He covers the Yankees for WFAN in New York, and he joins us now. Hi, Sweeny. Sorry to have you listen to that. Subject you to that.
You're taking me back to my rock and roll DJ days. I think we all did it at some point, didn't we?
Okay, how did you sound as a rock and roll DJ?
Pretty much the way I do now, except probably a little raspier. I just remember one night doing an overnight and just kind of throwing away the playlist because it was 3 a.m. and I didn't care. And I get a call. It was in college, and I get a call about half an hour into whatever I was playing. Guy just picks up the phone and says, "So I'm listening to the radio, and this guy's playing the best songs ever, one after another." I'm like, okay, my playlist is better than the program.
Yeah. And then you decided it was time to get into sports.
Absolutely.
All right, so you cover the Yankees for WFAN, the flagship station. Did anybody see this coming with CC Sabathia?
No, they really didn't. I mean, I think it hit everybody over the head. CC's been one of the leaders of this team for a while. And plus, Dan, you got to remember, he hasn't had a good couple of years, but he's pitched a lot better recently. So I think people felt, there was this resurgence here. He's pitched better. He's going to be a part of the postseason roster and rotation, which, really wouldn't have thought was possible 2-3 months ago. He's pitched better, and I think a lot of people felt better about where he was physically. This took a lot of people by surprise.
And I'm gauging the reaction here. And granted, it's from the outside looking in, but people seem split. Like, yeah, you got to go get help, or, wow, you're going to leave your team as they go into the postseason? Mm-hmm. Can't you hold off and wait until after the season? What are the teammates saying? I guess everybody's on board to say the right thing.
Yeah, they're all on board with it, and they're being very positive about it. I think the biggest question is the one that only CC can answer, because I don't think and if you haven't dealt with it, and I haven't, I'm sure there are people out there who have dealt with addiction or an alcohol problem of some kind and understand exactly. Doesn't matter where, he felt bad enough at the time that he has to drop whatever he's doing and go get help. I think CC has to answer this question: is that we've always looked at him as a competitor, and this is the time of year when he thrives and he looks forward to. He's always giving me the ball. What was going on that made him do it? And I'm not questioning that that he went and did it, but everything we know about him as a competitor and as a teammate, something drove him to the point in the last 2 days that said, I can't be a Yankee right now. I can't pitch. I can't be a baseball player. I've got to go do this. And he's the only one that can answer and tell us what that was.
He's a very sociable guy. He's a guy who'd always foot the bill.
Yep.
I don't know what happened in Toronto, Sweeny. Did anybody – there was more to that story. Mm-hmm. So do you know any more that what happened to CC that night and maybe what impact it may have had on what's happened here today or yesterday?
I think the question is, was alcohol involved in there? And I don't know to what degree, Dan. The incident in Toronto, he was caught on video, later released by TMZ, that, he got into some screaming match with some people on the street outside of the club in Toronto late at night, got pushed into a car, and he was nowhere near the little melee that erupted after that. He chalked up to bad decision making, and it seemed that there were people kind of heckling him, is what kind of he intimated. But again, it's fair to bring up all that now and say, okay, boy, now we know all this. What part did alcohol play in this? And it's one of these things where it's a surprise to you when you hear it happen. And then you start putting the pieces together and going backwards. And I had a conversation with him on Saturday, and the Yankees were playing a doubleheader in Baltimore, and they had gotten rained out on Friday. Thursday they clinched a playoff spot, and CC was the winning pitcher. Saturday I went up to him in his locker and I said, "Hey, listen, I just want to say congratulations, getting the win, because it's been a tough couple of years for him. I know how much that meant to him. I know how much he cares, and." I thought it was a big moment for him to be able to get through the fifth inning and get a lead and get a win in the game. And he was appreciative of that fact, and he definitely took a lot out of winning that game. But now that I think back, a couple of days after the fact, there was something about him that just wasn't happy. There was something not right, just the way he was talking to me compared to, since 2009 when he first joined the Yankees, every conversation I had with him. There was just something there. Again, it's all these little things you start putting together, Dan, and say, what about that?
If I told you a year ago Alex Rodriguez would hit 33 home runs and lead the Yankees to the playoffs, you would have said what?
I would not have believed you. we were going into spring training. Remember, the big question was he going to get the 6 home runs to get to tie Willie Mays and trigger the bonus? And people are asking questions about what would happen when he does it. I'm saying, well, can he do it? I don't know that he can do it. Can he hit 2 home runs, let alone 6 or let alone 30? You were talking about a guy who was going to turn 40 and did this summer, had 2 hip surgeries, had missed an entire year. There's no substitute. You can work out all you want, batting cages or have whoever you want throw to you. There's no substitute for major league pitchers and 500 at-bats in major league circumstances. So, and trying to stay healthy otherwise, muscle pulls and things like that at that age. I think the Yankees did him a favor by DHing because I think he would have been more susceptible to those types of injuries if he'd been playing 9 innings in the field in addition to his at-bats. Definitely didn't see it coming. He is a big reason why the Yankees were able to win as many games as they did and advance here to the postseason.
What is he, 13 away from 700?
Let's see. He had 33 this year. He started at 554. Yeah. Or 654. Yeah. That's a pretty good number, huh?
Do you expect him back next year?
Well, he's under contract next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Here's the thing that if you go back and look at, there's a very small sample size of guys who have hit 700 home runs and what happens to them. Hank Aaron tailed off pretty quickly, right around the same age, after hitting 39 home runs, I think, at age 40, and he never came close again. People are wondering about the next home run bonuses, how many can he hit? Since the day he turned 40, he's hitting 208, I think it is, has 10 home runs. It was July 27th, hit a home run on that day. He was hitting about 270 at that point. So from that day forward, his 40th birthday forward, he finished, just a little over 200. So that's the carryover. Is at some point it catches up. Is it now? Is it going to be next year? I don't know how high he can go. I still consider it a long shot for him to get beyond Babe Ruth and Aaron and Bonds, just because it slows down at some point for everybody.
Before I let you go, more concerned about Keuchel's dominance or Tanaka maybe not being up for the moment? Propensity for giving up home runs. What makes you more concerned?
I'm not as concerned about Tanaka. The 3 home runs he gave up to the Astros earlier this year in Houston, all to right-handed batters. It plays a little bit different in Yankee Stadium to the right-handed batters. Not that they can't hit it out, but I think that plays a little bit more in his favor. I think he's up to the challenge. I think this is where he finally sees the tenacity of Masahiro Tanaka and what he came here for. And this is the biggest game he's pitched as a Yankee. He came with the reputation of being a big game guy and being the bulldog in this situation. This is what I expect to see. Keuchel's dominance is a big factor. Especially because the Yankees are probably going to have to put 4 lefties in the lineup, and some of their big bats they're all left-handed. He's been really good all year. He's been great against the Yankees. That's what concerns me.
Have fun tonight, Sweeny. Good to talk to you again. Thank you.
Dan, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Sweeny Murti, WFAN Yankees reporter.